On Spirit Drive, we're chatting with Angela Oliphant. Angela is the Director of Eden Medical Retreat, and the centre offers high-quality specialist treatment for those suffering with alcoholism and or drug dependency. Welcome to the program, Angela.
Thanks very much for having me, Matt. It's a pleasure.
Firstly, though, can you tell us about the services you provide at Eden?
Yes, look, we are a professional medical group that has recognised the fact that there aren't proper facilities to treat people with addiction problems. So we have built a specific retreat for the treatment of people with substance abuse. So we have only been open since August, and we've had some fantastic success. We've been feeding people from WA, and they've been doing very well. We not only treat them here, but we also go for 1 month before and assess and work with the people before they fly here. And they do not fly unattended. And we also fly them back. And we work with their families as well, which is really important.
Now, Angela, this week we're going to be focusing on denial. It's one of the main roadblocks that can hinder someone's recovery from addiction. How can people understand, I guess, denial on both sides, from someone who has the addiction to someone also looking in on the outside?
Well, it's very hard for families because they can actually see the problems developing in their children or siblings or friends or whoever it may be. They've got the insight, but the person that's going through the substance abuse does not necessarily have that. So they have many reasons for not recognising that. I mean, I always say that the addict's catchcry is deny, deny, deny. And, you know, they have many reasons for not acknowledging it. I mean, they might be hearing it, you know, their brain is giving them messages, but they're not listening because they're quite fearful of change and the unknown, and that means, you know, changing the drug culture and losing the friends that are in that circle. They have a lot of anger and resentment to family members and life in general, and they don't see that they've got a problem in their life. They've got no insight into their problems, and most people that land up with substance abuse, as I've said before, have pre-existing psychiatric problems, you know, with either behavioural personality disorders, bipolar, or they might have mania. Depression is also big, and anxiety, and they can develop psychosis from their excessive substance abuse. So they have a lot of issues themselves, but they're unable to recognise what they're doing to their life personally and to their surrounding family. The families, of course, have got far greater insight because they're watching it. They're the observer and watching them slowly spiral into a very bad situation. So for addicts or alcoholics to move from a state of denial to acceptance, they must see the damage that they're going to doing to themselves and their family and friends. I always say one user that the whole family suffers. So, you know, it's very difficult because when the family members challenge the person that's got the problem, the addiction, they can become very aggressive and violent and have problems as far as, you know, talking about their problems because they want you to stop the questions. So the family member might be saying, look, you've got this problem, this is what's happening, you're losing your children, you're not being able to function in a job. And they, of course, then can respond to that in a defensive manner. And that's to stop the questions continuing. They do not want you to break that shell that's around them.
So denial can be a very vicious cycle. What are the dangers of ongoing denial?
Well, death. I mean, I know that sounds dramatic, but if people don't, if the person does not recognise and take ownership of their addiction, whether it be alcohol or methamphetamine or heroin or whatever the substance is, they will then spiral to a form of, they will become homeless. I mean, that generally does happen because the families can no longer cope. So in the end, they're forced to act and get them out, and a lot of them land up homeless, couch surfing or living in a car or whatever the circumstances are. So they hit rock bottom. If they can't get help, there is a continual cycle. And these people can die from overdoses and poor physical, you know, stature. I mean, you know, if you're living out in the street, you're not actually getting good nutrition and, you know, so you can get pneumonia and you can die. So it is a very drastic situation for people to face. And I think the government recognises this in Western Australia, but they still haven't put enough money out to create retreats like what we have. And even though ours is private, even if the government built 20 more, they still would not be able to have the bed space. That's the problem. The problem is so big that at the moment, places like Eden are a necessary step to recovery for people with substance abuse.
So how can people get in touch with you and the team at Eden for more information to make that first step in recovery?
Well, they can call me on my mobile number, which is +628 1917 420804, and that's a WhatsApp number, so it's free. Or they can contact Dr. Elizabeth McIntosh, who's Australian, and in Australia on +61 429 430739. We also have a website, which is edenmedicalretreat.com. So people can access and get information from us, and they're under no pressure whatsoever. We're not hard sellers. We would like just to help.
Angela Oliphant there from Eden Medical Retreat. Appreciate the conversation. Thanks again for joining us.
Thanks, Matt. It's a pleasure.
This is Spirit Drive.